All right, let's dive in. Today, we are going to master one of the most powerful and honestly, most overlooked tools you have for dealing with stress, and that's your breath. We're going to skip all the fluffy advice and get right into the science of how you can use your breath to change how you feel, physically and mentally. We have all been there, right? You're completely stressed out, your heart is pounding, and someone tells you to just breathe. It's maybe the most frustrating advice ever, because how? Well, what if there were specific science-backed techniques that actually worked? Turns out there are. Let's start with one that's used by some of the most elite performers on the planet. So first up, we're looking at a method that has been battle-tested in, some of the most high-pressure situations imaginable. This is a tool designed specifically for keeping your cool when everything is on the line.
This is called box breathing, and you've probably heard of it, and for very good reason. It's what elite forces like Navy SEALs use to get a handle on their physical and emotional state when the stakes are incredibly high. The best part? It is so simple. You can do it anywhere, anytime, and it is shockingly effective.
The process is literally as simple as it looks on screen. You're basically just drawing a square with your breath. Let's just walk through it real quick. You breathe in through your nose for 4 seconds, you hold for 4, you exhale out of your mouth for 4, and then you hold at the bottom for 4. That steady, predictable rhythm, that's the magic. It sends a powerful, powerful signal to your brain that everything is under control. Okay, so how on earth can a simple breathing pattern have such a massive effect? Well, to get that, we need to pop the hood and take a look at our body's own internal wiring.
The easiest way to think about your nervous system is that it has a gas pedal and a brake pedal. Your sympathetic system, that's the gas. It's your fight or flight response that revs you up for action. And then you have your parasympathetic system. That's the brake. That's your rest and digest mode that tells your body, hey, we're safe. The problem for so many of us is that we're stuck with our foot jammed on the gas pedal all day long. But controlled breathing, that's how we consciously, deliberately hit the brake.
And the main character in this whole brake pedal system is something called the vagus nerve. I want you to think of it like the main superhighway of communication for your relaxation response. So when you intentionally slow down your breath, especially when you make your exhale really long and slow, you are directly stimulating this nerve. It's like sending a text alert to your entire body that says, false alarm, we're safe, stand down. And it's so important to get that this isn't just biology, it's all connected. When you change your breathing, that's a biological act. You are directly influencing your psychological state. You're improving your emotional regulation, your mental clarity, and when you do that, you change how you show up and interact with the world around you, your environment. It's this one simple leverage point that can shift your entire system.
Okay, so we know what's happening inside the body, but why do techniques like box breathing actually work? Well, it turns out that pretty much every effective breathing technique out there is built on 3 core universal principles. Let's break them down.
These are the 3 pillars of a perfect breath. First, you want to breathe slow, and specifically, you want to make your exhale longer than your inhale. That is the most direct way to hit your body's brake pedal. Second, breathe low, from your belly. This is called diaphragmatic breathing. Most of us are chest breathers, but belly breathing is way more efficient. And third, and this is a big one, breathe through your nose. This last one might seem kind of minor, but trust me, it is a total game changer. So, the secret sauce to breathing through your nose is this incredible molecule called nitric oxide. It's produced up in your sinuses, but, and here's the catch, you only get it when you breathe through your nose. When you inhale it, it travels down to your lungs and helps to widen all your blood vessels, making it way easier for your body to absorb oxygen. It's like a built-in superpower you can only access with nasal breathing. And the difference this makes isn't small, not at all. It is staggering. Studies have shown you get about a 10% increase in oxygen uptake just by switching from mouth breathing to nose breathing. That is a massive boost for your physical performance, your brain function, and just your overall energy levels. It's like a free upgrade for your entire body. Okay, so box breathing is fantastic for maintaining a state of calm focus. But what about when you're already in the red zone? What's the fastest way to slam on the brakes when you're in a moment of really intense acute stress? The answer is something called the physiologic sigh. And here's the cool part. It's a breathing pattern your body already does on its own to reset itself. You know that deep sigh you let out after a really long, stressful day? That's what this is. The good news is you can do it on purpose, and the research shows it is one of the single fastest ways to pull your body out of high alert and back into a state of calm. And the technique is surprisingly simple. It's a double inhale through your nose.
So you take a big, deep breath in, and then, without letting any air out, you sneak in a second little sip of air right at the top to fully inflate your lungs. Then you just let it all go with a long, complete exhale through your mouth. That's it. 1 or 2 of those can create a huge, immediate shift in how you feel.
And look, this isn't just some wellness fad. Actual studies comparing these techniques have found that for those moments of acute stress, cyclic sign can actually be even more effective than box breathing at rapidly calming your system down. So here's the big takeaway. Use box breathing for sustained calm and focus, and use the physiologic sigh as your emergency brake when you need a fast reset.
So let's bring this all home. We usually just think of breathing as this automatic thing that happens in the background, right? But as we've just seen, it is absolutely something you can take conscious control of to change your entire state in an instant.
So what's the big idea here? What do you really need to remember? It all comes down to this one number, 20,000. That's roughly how many breaths you take every single day, 20,000. And every single one of those breaths is an opportunity. It's a chance to hit the brake pedal, to calm your mind, to get more oxygen to your body, and to take back control. So the next time you feel that wave of stress coming, or you just want to feel more centered, remember the power you hold. It's not about just breathing. It's about breathing with skill, with purpose. The only question is, how are you going to use your next breath?